Oh, we're live. Sweet. All right, so yeah. Hey, I'm doing a stream that actually has a title that kind of connotates what I'm going to be doing during said stream. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this one's going to be specifically about, it'll go anywhere it wants to go. But it's going to start with the Pokemon Direct and my car. I'm going to talk about this thing that I'm in right now. So yeah, to get started, the Pokemon Direct. So the Pokemon Direct, it was announced yesterday, and then I was excited because, well, Pokemon Direct, I was thinking, oh yes, new Pokemon game for the Switch. Nintendo's making good decisions here. And, well, I was excited for it. I was excited to watch it. And, so, got up in the morning, turned on the Direct, because it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Nintendo has interesting times. I think they did it to work at a time that, you know, people from both Japan and America would be awake. So, yeah. So they did this Direct, right? And, first off, they talked about Pokèmon. Yes, freaking Pokèmon. Specifically Pokèmon, what, DX is what they're calling it? Yeah. So Pokèmon, for those of you who don't know, was a game released on the Wii U that I think 9 people, including myself, bought. Total 9 sales. And Nintendo has put all their time, effort, and dedication into re-releasing that. Well, probably Namco Bandai, I think, are the people who do Tekken. Actually, they didn't put all their time and resource into that. They must have put it into Tekken, because Tekken 7 just came out. So, but I'm not huge into fighting games. But basically, for those of you who don't know what Pokèmon is, it's basically Pokemon and Tekken. It's Tekken fighting style with Pokemons. And I think I saw a chat. I'll read that in a little bit. But so yeah, yeah, not the most exciting news. And then after that, they were like, don't worry, you thought we were. And the thing is, they hyped it up too. They were like, the new Pokemon game for the Switch, and it's like, oh, it's a port of Pokèmon, a game that we had for the Wii U. I don't think anybody played it. Mine's still sealed. I had just gotten it for next to nothing from Best Buy, because they were having promotion at the time I bought it, and yeah, so they were like, don't worry, this commercial continues into something else. It continues specifically into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, you may be thinking, oh, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of chats. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to have to read those when I can get to a safe place to read them. But, so, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon basically is just you encounter a few more Pokemon. Oh, and did I mention it was for the 3DS? So they basically did a quote-unquote remaster thing for a game that came out, I believe at this point, less than a year ago. I think it came out. When did Pokemon Sun and Moon come out? I'm not sure. I think it was it even November of last year? I'm starting to think it's November of last year. Yeah, and they're already announcing a freaking. I mean, maybe it's just like they're trying to do a Game of the Year thing, but everybody who owned a 3DS bought it already anyway, so what's the point? I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy. Most likely, I'm not gonna buy Pokemon for the Switch. I'd just play it on my Wii U, or I'd buy it on the Wii U secondhand for nothing if I didn't already own it. It's not like Mario Kart 8 where, oh, there's an expressive purpose to this. Not only does it include the, like, $40 of DLC, but you also get to actually play it on the go. With Pokemon, you're going to want that bigger screen and those, you know, actual Pro Controller controls. And now I'm in a poor connection when I try to stop somewhere. I just can't win. But, yeah, basically, no bueno. So they announced one more thing during the Pokemon Direct. And this one's actually a decent announcement, I suppose, because it probably didn't take too much time and effort for them to actually make it. I'm gonna put the sunroof up so we actually get more light in here. But they also they had announced that they were going to be releasing Pokemon Silver and Gold for the 3DS again with the 3DS. Everything's the 3DS besides Pokken, which was already the Wii U. So yeah, basically, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that the new Direct was a disappointment, but, you know, I mean, maybe that's just me and the like to dislike ratio speaking, because the like to dislike ratio, last time I checked it, was something like 75% likes and 25% dislikes. And then, of course, you know, the likes are probably the people who are just gonna like Nintendo videos no matter what. But yeah, so that's the Pokemon Direct out of the way, I'm pretty sure, unless anybody has anything in the chat to talk about. But yeah, I've gotten a few chats here. Oh, what up? From Dude the Shadow Slayer Nerd. Yeah, I still haven't gotten to answering your comments. It's been busy. Jimmy M, hey man. Hey. Finally caught you live. Yeah, I read your comment about that. How was the dish pizza you got a few days ago? Oh, it was pretty good. Not sure if it's worth the extra $3 entirely, but I mean, you know, it was all right. Yet again, it's Little Caesars, so I mean, Little Caesars aren't exactly known for the sheer quality of their pizza. They're more known for the price of their pizza. So, yeah. What's your favorite 10 fantasy fiction movies, dude? Oh, that's a tough question. Fantasy fiction. Man, that's something I'd have to put together in a list, honestly. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Like, just any form of fiction, fantasy? Yeah, you know what I'll do? If I don't do this in any extended period of time, remind me, but I'll make a video of it. I'll get a list, and I'll just make a video of it. But yeah, I still do not have a pen and paper in this car to write stuff down. I can't remember his name. The guy recommended a band to me, and I hadn't listened to them, so I was going to listen to them after the stream, but then I forgot the name of them. So, yeah, I apologize. I'm not very smart. Dude, I never get pizza from Pizza Hut or Domino's anymore. I get pizza now from local spots around my house. They use real organic ingredients and the taste is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I would absolutely do that. The thing is, like, local to me, there's just no real pizza places, and the only one there is, their pizzas are expensive. like I think they're just standard large pizza is like $18, $19. It's crazy. They're incredibly good, but you know they're expensive. So yeah, usually if I'm wanting pizza, I'll a lot of times just go the homemade route. But yeah, sometimes I'll just go to Little Caesars if I'm hungry and I don't feel like cooking. Let's see. Duke also says, I am planning to get a Nintendo Switch in December. Oh, awesome. Right around the time for Mario Odyssey. Yeah. I was thinking about oh, yeah. Next comment, I want the new Mario game. Yeah. Same here. I'm excited for it. Yeah, and Jimmy M says you should always keep a pen and paper and napkins and tissues in your car. Always helpful. Yeah, I do definitely have the tissues because I drive, like, So I've had this car for about a week and a half now, and I've put about 1,300 miles on it. So yeah, I drive for work, so I'm always in my car. But for some reason, I haven't gotten a pen and paper in here yet, which is crazy because I used to always keep a sticky note and like a sticky notepad and a bunch of pens in my car. So yeah, I'm just out of it. It's been a crazy week. Yeah. I have a calculator. I remembered the calculator, but for some reason, that and I have a bank card. Let's see. Oh, Jimmy M says, well, obviously you're paying for quality in those local pizza shops for that price. It's about the same here in, I think that's Connecticut. Price-wise, that is. Yeah, you do pay for the quality, and I mean, the local place's pizza is delicious, but, it's just, first of all, I can't justify that price for myself, and second of all, they are kind of bigger pizzas, so, like, the way I do pizza usually is I eat half of it in one night, and then, the next day I'll have leftover pizza, so it works for 2 meals. Let's see, was there any other chats? I don't think there was. I don't know, I might continue driving a little bit. Oh, there's a person there. All right. And then on to, I suppose, the next organized topic of the stream, which is my car. So I figured I'd just go ahead and talk about my car a little bit because, as I said, I've driven about 1,300 miles in it so far. And my turn signal's still on. Oh, I think I got another comment there. Oh, the Endorphin says, hey, Dusty, hey. And, okay, so when I try to read through the chat, it does it like right on my viewfinder, and it flickers in and out, so it's difficult. And yes, okay, good. I was thinking it was Connecticut, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't want to sound like I knew what I was talking about when I didn't. If you had to choose between being a wizard or being Mewtwo, which one would you be? Oh, another tricky one. Man, these questions really make me think. Wizard or Mewtwo? I don't know. I mean, it would probably depend on what the stipulations were for Wizard, but I don't know, being Mewtwo kind of sounds awesome, the kind of, like, one of the all-powerful Pokemon, that, just like the kind of holy grail of Pokemon, I suppose. Catchable ones, that is. Which still reminds me, I gotta get playing Pokemon Yellow so I can catch Mewtwo on my 3DS save. I actually did they kept the Mew glitch in Pokemon Yellow for the 3DS, so I ended up with 2 Mews, so that's awesome. So yeah, I am gonna have to get Mewtwo at some point. But yeah, I would have to say that question probably depends on what kind of wizard, like what lore we're coming from here. Like, I don't know. I suppose maybe between something like a Harry Potter wizard, that would be kind of cool, too. That is a tricky question. But yeah, I don't know, that's another one I'd have to think about, but I would probably just lean towards Mewtwo, because that would be the known, and being Mewtwo would be awesome. Yeah. I guess I'll continue on going for a little bit, and now I have poor connection. It just shows up on my screen, poor connection. I don't know if that just immediately bumps your guys' quality down, but I've heard the stream quality isn't too bad, so I'm not going to worry about it too much unless you guys say, yeah, I'm dropping out constantly. Actually, I might also drive over to the Goodwill. No, I was just in there like a couple hours ago, so yeah. I don't think they had already put out their new carts. I don't think they're going to have anything else out there. So, and it's getting close to them closing. But yeah, my new car. Let's see what directly comes to mind with it. Oh yeah, so I've drove it about give or take 1,200 miles, mostly for work on the interstate. And I suppose I might as well just start by comparing it to my old car. Yeah, so my old car was an 04 LeSabre. This is an 04 LaCrosse. This is a 2013 Buick LaCrosse leather group with the hybrid powertrain, which is interesting. I think I got another chat, but I don't want to read it while I'm driving. don't read and drive, kids, or something like that. So, yeah. But yeah, comparing the cars, well, this one's much newer. And I suppose that's one of the things about this one. First of all, the insurance on it costs way more. And I mean, like to put it this way, the insurance actually entirely negates the amount less I spend on gas with this thing. Like it's crazy. I'm gonna end up basically breaking even plus having a car payment. It's gonna suck. But yeah, all being said, I do like this car so far. But the one thing about it being new that I don't like, and that's kind of why I didn't want to get a newer car, is I have to be careful with this thing. I mean, I have to kind of baby it a little bit more. Like with my 04 LeSabre, it was kind of a situation of, okay, I keep on forgetting the cruise controls on this side of the wheel. So you kind of have to baby a newer car a little bit more because, you know, everything in it's new, it's perfect. Like, well, it's not new, it has 75,000 miles on it, but like everything's in new condition besides like this issue down here. I'd have to show that eventually, but yeah, there's the trim on here is cracked a little bit. Other than that, like, it's just in perfect condition. And the seat's been broken, and the driver's seat, of course, the passenger seat's like brand new. But yeah, like so the like second day I got this car, I had ended up carrying some gallon bottles of water in it, and I had put those gallon bottles of water in my trunk. I had put the trunk net on the wrong way, and one of the bottles spilled in my trunk. So that was basically just a sucky 3 hours of trying to freaking dry out my trunk. But on the bright side of that excursion, I did find that I actually have an air compressor in the back of my trunk, which is cool. That this car has an air compressor, but it doesn't look like it has a spare tire, unless, you know, I'm missing one. So when I get my front tires replaced, which will hopefully be soon, I'm actually going to buy a rim, put one of my old tires on that rim, and have a full-size spare. So very bad connection now. Oh, I'm getting to the outskirts. I gotta fix that. Yeah, I'll go back towards town. Yeah, the ride in this thing is just, wow. It's just so comfortable. Like, it's hard to describe because it's just like the thing that I hear most prominently in it too. Like it's very quiet. The thing that I hear is just the squeaking of the thing that is holding my phone. Like it's just. That is the only thing keeping this from just a little bit of road noise, and just like you just know that you're driving because of that little bit of road noise. It's crazy. My old Buick used to be a little bit louder. It was by no means a loud car, but you know, it used to be a little bit louder. And suspension on this one is a little bit tighter too. But on the bright side, it doesn't drive like a land boat like my Buick did. My old Buick. I keep on calling that one my Buick. Well, this one is now more my Buick than that one. That one is now the insurance company's Buick. Yeah. I wonder where it is right now. Oh, and there's the sound of the regenerative braking. Hopefully not the regenerative braking. That would be a fun way to play with homophones. Oh, dang it, they must have had a soccer game or something. There's traffic going back here. Gives me a chance to see. Oh yeah. 2 new chats, so I'm gonna pull into a parking lot at some point and read them and answer them and go from there. Finally got out of there. Usually this area is not too busy, but there's a soccer complex over there, so, and there's also a baseball diamond. It took me a while to think of that sport, probably because I'm not too sports minded, but You know, yeah. Anyway, man, you just, it is crazy how nice this thing drives, and there's no pull to the steering wheel too. It just stays glued where you put it, because it doesn't have as much play as a car with 175,000 miles does. I'm gonna go to this little residential area over here. Another weird sound of the regenerative braking there. It likes to do that when you oh, this is a dead end, I think. Is it a dead end? We'll find out. No, there are routes out of here. Oh, there's a route that way, and there's a route. Okay, that one's a dead end. We'll go this way. I think I found a place to park for the moment. Cool. All right. Let's see. So, Streamwise. Duke says, don't know how long you'll be streaming for, but I'll be back. I gotta walk the dog. He's yeah. He's a Jack Russell Terrier, Jack Russell Fox Terrier Pit Bull hybrid from California. Ooh. Oh, so mixed breed, yeah. We had a Pomeranian that we're not sure what she was, but she's part Pomeranian, and she's awesome. But yeah, we never really walk her too much, though. She just kind of walks around the house when dogs are that small. Well, she's now my parents' dog, because I live out on my own, but I have to visit her eventually. And the other dog, the big dog, the lab. Let's see. If you are privy to release said information, what is that you do for an occupation? As you said, you do a lot of driving for your job. I can't say exactly what I do, because it does kind of mesh with some of the subject matter that that is covered on this YouTube channel. You know, I don't want my job to ever connect to my YouTube channel because of that. Long story short, but for the most part, my neighbor, the manner of my job is I drive a place, I do some things, and then I drive another place, and then I do some things in the matter of an hour in each place. It's kind of difficult to explain, but yeah, I can't really talk about it too much just because of that information. But yeah, but I like it, so you know. Let's see what else is here. You'd think your insurance would be lower as it's a newer car with newer safety features, with crumple zones, more airbags. Like, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. I think it's, yeah, I think it might just be my policy being screwed up, because like the safety rating of my Buick was pretty nice. I mean, you know, liability insurance wise and stuff like that, but I think this car is just so much more valuable, because my old car was worth on paper, well, and here's the weird thing about that too. They totaled it at like $2,000 of damage, and they gave me like double that for the total car. So I don't know what was up with that, but yeah, the car was like on paper, the car was absolutely valueless. It was an '04 LeSabre with a bad history at that point, for with 175,000 miles on it. So yeah, hey, I don't know, that might, let's see, so you think your insurance would be newer? Yeah, I would think that. But yeah, I might have to talk to the insurance company. Dusty live streams now? Yes, Dusty does live streams now. Oh, hater, yeah. I don't know. How do you mod people? I know that's a thing you can do. I think you have to do it on the thing. But if Jimmy M the endorphins and Duke want to be mods, by all means. I could use that if I'm getting the haters. Woo! I suppose we'll continue on driving. Yeah, so what else do I want to talk about my car? Oh yeah, the sound system's fantastic. It really is. I mean my 04s wasn't bad, but yeah, this thing, I mean, it has the upgraded sound package, the Harman Kardon one, which I don't know. I've never been like a huge fan of Harman Kardon speakers, but I suppose car-wise they sound very nice. Very nice for a car audio system, anyway. Oh, that is a green Mustang. That's a very green Mustang. Oh, great. People are still coming from the sports complex. Dang it. You know what else? Oh, the sunroof is cool. You do not have your lights on. You should turn your lights on, minivan. Come on. It's starting to get dark. And it's weird because it's at least a 2010 minivan, so you'd think it'd have standard auto lights, but you know, thirsty now. And there is the mobile enforcement speed vehicle thing. They put it right next to the speed change, so it'll gain back all the tax dollars we wasted on it. Hello. Okay, now I'm getting more chats. Awesome. And I'm running lower on gas. Too. I just kind of put some gas in the car, but I wasn't expecting on driving tonight, so hopefully I don't get close to running out. If not, I'm surrounded by gas stations right now, but worry about that later. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about this car? Oh yeah, the infotainment system. So the infotainment system, I was not a fan at first of having like a touchscreen one, but as I've started to use it, you don't really need to use the buttons when you're driving, because I've always been kind of worried about cognitive load when it comes to driving, because you know I already live stream when I drive, so that's gotta be healthy. But you know, in terms of, first of all, stress to the driver, and also the actual action of using a touchscreen taking attention from the road. And I also had an educational background in psychology for a while, so if you're wondering about sometimes I go into psychology tangents too. So now we're just gonna go into all the residential zones here, because it looks like we're getting more comments in the chat. Let's see. Burton Park right here. And let's see. I don't know why, but Goodwills around my house are dog crap. Yeah. I know my local one used to be. And the one in Iowa Falls. Oh, that was the most pitiful little thrift store I'd ever seen. And then, you know, it kind of just got better and better and better until it just got good. And now every once in a while I find stuff from the Iowa Falls thrift store. Like I had found that Mega Man X in the box there. And I found a ton of stuff from their GameCube controllers. It's a really good place for GameCube controllers. And yeah, and their prices are pretty decent too. Let's see. It's never, yeah. Let's see. Same here, Duke. He also gets records and everything cheaper than here too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm just lucky. Hopefully the prices do stay relatively constant around here. I mean, with the only problem is I think that more and more and more people are doing the same thing that I do. Like when I started doing this like 5 or so years ago, you know, I could just go to the thrift store every 3 days and just be fine. I'd find everything that ever went through there. I'm not sure about records though, because I never found records like ever. In fact, the local Goodwill never even put records on the shelf for a while, and then they started again, and then they stopped, and then they started again, and now they've just kept on doing it. But yeah, I mean, the prices have been pretty decent around my neck of the woods, and I think that might just be because of the Iowan economy. You know, stuff's kind of cheap here, fortunately. Particularly, you know, like just things like that. Particularly thrift stores, I would say. I suppose that, and the local thrift stores as well, and the pawn shop too. The local pawn shop is amazing. Like I never realized how lucky I was with the local pawn shop until I'd went to a bunch of other places and gotten to see their pawn shops and how terrible they were. Like it's something. Like truly, the local pawn shop's amazing. Let's see. Yeah, records are all $1 a piece, regardless if it's an LP or 7-inch. Yeah, it's same here with 33 cents. It's always 33 cents for each, but still, that's good for 7 inches for, you know, just alone. And then if you find good record, like the whole 150 vinyl record haul cost me something like $60. It was like, I still can't believe that. That was probably like the best. Okay, the second best, I would say, find of my life, next to my integrated amp, just because that thing is amazing. That, and I don't know, what else have I found in the wild? Oh yeah, I had one really good N64 find once for video games, but yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Chanel says, "Are you driving around or going somewhere?" I'm just driving around, just taking a drive in my car. Yeah, usually on these streams I just go over to the Goodwill, or I have some intended place that I'm going. But you know, now I just decided to go ahead and take a drive. It's nice. It's a nice day outside. You might as well not be inside. Then I kind of wanted to stream again, and my house is a mess, so you know. How is a gallon of gas in Ohio? I'm not sure. I'm from Iowa. But, yeah, as far as Iowa goes, it depends where you go, because I drive all around. So over here, it's about $2.14 a gallon, for regular, which isn't bad on a national scale, I suppose. And then if you go to Mason City though, like their gas is usually much cheaper. Like $2.12, but it used to be like 30 cents cheaper. Now it's usually like 10 cents cheaper. So, but yeah, gas prices, I don't have too much to complain about. That, and proportionately, I make more off of driving if gas prices are higher, particularly with my new car. So I can't complain either way. I suppose it's a terrible thing, because I'm just kind of wishing higher gas prices on everyone else and stuff like that. But sometimes I'm like, oh, gas prices are higher. That means that, particularly if it's a certain time of the month where they're going to reset how much they reimburse me for gas. So, yeah, the company that I work at anyway. So, let's see. Any arcades in your area? We still got them out here. We don't have any traditional arcades. We have it's a very newer arcade. Basically what happened is a couple had won the lottery, like huge freaking jackpot, and they decided to just put that money back into the community and make this like big emporium of like arcade and mini golf and go-karts and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Definitely one of the better things you can do with your lottery earnings. That, and its gift keeps on giving. Let's see. Jimmy M says, pawn shops in my area are super sketchy. They're good if you want to see really I mean, real life ex-cons, pawn stolen goods, versus a movie. Yeah, definitely. Luckily, our pawn shop is like right on one of the main roads in town, so like not a lot of issues go there. That and they're a corporate ran pawn shop, so like they do everything by the book. If you take stolen goods in there, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're gonna get caught. I mean, it's as long as the goods were reported, because they're going to go to the pawn shop immediately and be like, yeah, did you get something like this in it? Like, oh yeah, we just happened to get that exact same thing in. And they always take IDs and stuff like that. I'm just moving so people don't start staring. Anyway, yeah, I think there are places where it is actually cheaper, but I mean, as far as national average goes, like, and particularly world average, I mean, it's just next to nothing. I think part of it's because we need it for agriculture, like for farming and whatnot. So much gasoline goes through Iowa that, you know, it's kind of necessary to have it at a affordable price. Let's see. You should go to Walmart and do a live stream there. Yeah, that would be interesting. You see all kinds of interesting people there. I don't know. I don't know. I just always have had this thing about live streaming in like really public places. You know, it's mostly for other people's privacy, but and recording in general. I mean, like if it's at a garage sale, it's generally you know, I don't know how to put it really. I suppose legally, particularly if I was in a two-party consent to record state, where basically you have to sign releases for actually having somebody else on camera in a public place. Yeah, that would I suppose be legally better, but still, I mean, I don't know. Main thing I would say is recording inside like businesses, because a lot of businesses very much aren't into that. But I don't know. It might have to be something that I might try sometime. I don't know. I'll go ahead and keep on going. So, did anybody watch the WWDC coverage of the Apple conference thing? You know, I used to watch them when Steve Jobs was around, and then he was no longer around, so I quit watching them. Because I don't know, y'all. He always had the way of making the most mundane things sound interesting. And when Apple was, when Apple was the head of Steve Jobs, when Steve Jobs was the head of Apple, you know, you felt like every Apple press conference there was going to be something that was relatively interesting, or you know, like the next big thing, like the next iPhone, you know. You know, it'd be cool to actually see the first iPhone or something that important, you know, actually exist. And I actually had a programming teacher who was actually at that WWDC. I believe it was the 08 one that they unveiled the iPhone. I could be wrong on that, but he was actually at that one. That's kind of cool, I suppose. But yeah, you know, you felt like history is being made, and then now you just no longer feel that way. I don't know. It looks like I got another chat, so I'm gonna have to pull over at some point and read that. But yeah, it looks like, first of all, no new iPhone unveil. They're probably going to do that later, I would say. I wish they would do it a little bit earlier, so, you know, I could figure out if it was something that I'd actually want to buy. Because at this point, I don't know what I'm going to buy next for a phone. I know my phone probably will not last forever. I mean, the battery life's already starting to degrade. And, you know, I use it so much. I'm at a stoplight. I can read the chat now. Awesome. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to. There's a few chats there, so I'm gonna have to pull over somewhere and read. I'll just make a left turn and stop over there. Yeah, I'm trying to do this as relatively safe as imaginable, but I don't know. This whole concept just seems relatively unsafe. Live streaming while I'm driving, but I'm paying attention. I'm being careful, and hopefully I won't run into anything like the Iowan wildlife, like rabbits and llamas. There was actually a wild llama on the, well, not a wild llama, it was a domesticated one, but there was a llama on the loose going through town at one point. That was interesting. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna read some chat here. Let's see. Yeah, about the streaming in Walmart. Everybody walks live streaming and recording themselves here in California. The teens mostly. Yeah, I suppose that too. And gas prices in Iowa compared to gas prices in California. Like with California's emissions and stuff like that, gas prices are just astronomical up there. I mean, I'm supposed I'm. Oh no, I'm not parked in front of this person's house. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy running around the town with the phone and the live streaming and the being strange. But yeah, yeah. I suppose when it comes to gas prices, I think California is actually pretty darn close to gas prices, pretty darn close to Europe's gas prices. I mean, it's that expensive over there. Like, I went to Chicago once, which has strangely high emissions, and yeah, their gas. I think at that point, gas in Iowa was like neighborhood at $2.60, $2.70. In Chicago, it was $5 a gallon. It was just crazy. Yeah, everything gets expensive when you go to the highly populated areas. Let's see. I just started watching WCW from the 90s. Oh yeah, wrestling. Yeah, I used to watch wrestling back when I was younger. Now I just have never found the time. Yeah, I always liked it. Yeah. Let's see. I don't bother watching the Apple stuff anymore. Personally, I think Apple screwed themselves up with the new iPhone, not having a headphone jack integrated into it. Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, I'm almost just writing off the new iPhone for that. I mean, though. Okay, so the amount that I use the headphone jack on my current phone nowadays, because my car I connect through Bluetooth, my headphones I connect through Bluetooth. Yeah, I suppose my receiver, anytime I'm listening to my phone, gets connected through the headphone jack. So yeah, I don't know if that's something I really want to give up, to be honest. And the stupid thing about the new headphone is, like, the adapter, the lightning adapter that has that, headphone jack in it, that's just a cross adapter. Oh, hello.
Who are you here for?
Oh, I'm just live streaming right now. So. All right. Well, we've already been found. Yeah, I'm gonna find somewhere a little bit more secluded. But yeah, the thing with the new iPhone is they actually have the DAC built into it already. So that it would have just been wiring in a headphone jack. They literally took it out to actually charge royalties based off of either lightning accessories or like straight across the road here. Oh, he's turning. Cool. Either lightning accessories or dongles. So yeah, it was that's what I like to call unethical business. I'll read all the chats when I get going here. There's our friends with the police. Hopefully they don't see me doing this. I'd assume this is illegal, but, you know, hey, maybe it's not. I'm gonna go to Hardee's. How about that? Hardee's is close. Oh, this is crazy. We're having all kinds of fun tonight. Well, let me tell you, this is the funnest Tuesday night I've had in at least 1 week. So, that's cool. Actually, I might go somewhere else. I'm the most indecisive person, you know. Is this a... Yeah, this is a way out of the parking lot. I'm not going to draw any attention to myself. I'm going to stop leaving the parking lot. Well, I'm not going to stop leaving the parking lot. I'm going to stop before I leave the parking lot. Oh, what a crazy day this has been. It's been an adventure. We've drove all around. We've probably used a half a gallon of gas, maybe. Ish. Kind of. This light will never turn green. But altogether, so far I'm liking YouTube live streaming. I like just how easy it is to make a YouTube live stream. Like videos, you got to go through the effort of uploading them. With this, it's already uploading. That's the power of the internet nowadays. And this light is still red. Pretty much all the lights are red. Try pulling up a little bit further. What? There we go. That took a while. Yeah, let's see. What am I gonna do next? Let's see, even I don't know. It's an adventure. I'm gonna probably find somewhere I can go to read the chat. It's already 9 o'clock too. It's starting to get dark. And another stoplight. Great. You know, stoplights are guaranteed to turn red if you're driving up to them. I think that's something I've learned in my life. But yeah, when it comes to new iPhones in general, they'd probably have to put the headphone jack on to build favor back with me to actually make me want to buy an iPhone. I think they're going to take it as once we go that direction, we can never go back kind of scenario. But you know, and the sucky thing too was they removed it, and then they basically touted they're removing it as a feature. It's like, we innovated the headphone jack by not including it. In typical, like pseudo Steve Jobs fashion. Like they're trying to imitate Steve Jobs, and they're just doing a very sucky job at it. I'm gonna go this way. I'm just having an adventure tonight. It's great. Yeah, and I used to never go for drives because of how sucky, well, it wasn't too bad, the city mileage of my mile per gallon per Buick. Yeah, go with that. I think it got something like 16, 17, 18, somewhere around that area, neighborhood kind of thing. Somewhere around this neighborhood. I don't know. Everywhere I go has people. It's something. There's someone walking their dog. Yeah, I think we lost a viewer. They didn't want to enjoy this crazy fast-paced adventure. Am I around the park? I could go to the park. Yeah, it's a suspicious guy in the park. People are probably thinking I'm playing Pokemon Go right now. Just doing very badly at it, apparently. Man, I remember when Pokemon Go was big. You'd see just everybody out at midnight trying to find Pokemon. It was insane. I would almost just do it just for fun Pokemon Go live stream if I didn't need my phone to play Pokemon Go. But I do, so that wouldn't be viable. See, where can I go with a lack of people? And I can just park. Oh, on those train tracks. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I will get around to reading the chat because that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. I just have to find somewhere to do it. Oh, that road's closed to through traffic. Actually, all the local roads are basically closed to through traffic because construction. And how difficult that must be. Because it never gets done. I think this is the route I should take. Makes it difficult when you can't just park anywhere. You know? Because I don't want to draw attention to myself, you know? I don't know, I just never liked that whole drawing attention to myself thing. Let's see. Where even am I? Oh, I think I recognize where I am now. You get to see the local wildlife. It's great. Well, not the wildlife, the human life, but you know, like the as they say, the nightlife. That was what I was looking for, and wildlife came out for some reason. Maybe it's just because I have bad judgment. I'm almost to a place, I'm sure. Let's see. Somewhere that's relatively unassuming. Why isn't there any parks nearby? Well, granted, it's at 9 o'clock. Parking at a park would be strange, too. Oh, here's a spot that probably has a lack of people. Yes, there we go, right in front of somebody's fence. We found a place, guys. This we will call our home. Let's see. I want to find an original WCW t-shirt from the 90s in a thrift store. So far, no luck. Yeah, I've actually never looked for like shirts and stuff at a thrift store, but you know, I've always considered it because you know, there's some retro shirts that I'd definitely be interested in having. Let's see, Jimmy M says, but I always stick to iPhone, so my next one will be an iPhone 6S, since that time it should be pretty inexpensive. Yeah, definitely when the new one comes out, the old one kind of goes out. Oh, well, the old one. Now I have a poor connection. Okay, we can deal with poor connection, but yeah. If anyone comes up to you asking, what are you doing, tell them, you're freaking live streaming, bro. Yeah, that's what I should do, but, it's, wow, she actually knocked on your window. Yeah, I didn't notice until you were right there, so I was like, oh, there's a person. Would you ever consider growing your hair out and wearing leather jackets? I don't know. Probably for my job, growing my hair out too long would be iffy, but, yeah. I'm wearing leather jackets. I used to wear leather motorcycle jackets back in the day. I just haven't recently. How fast have you driven in your car since you got it? Top speed. Top speed, let's see, probably 80. Not that fast yet. Yeah, I just never had the express need or opportunity to really drive fast in this one. My old Buick though, I took it to 100 once. That was fun. I once seen this dude on the internet travel to China and build his own iPhone from scratch. Oh yeah, I've actually seen that video in recommendations. I might have to go and watch it. Because YouTube recommendations has a tendency to recommend strange things. But that one would actually be a decent recommendation. I've once been recommended like all kinds of things. I think their algorithm must just be sorely broken, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that'd definitely be interesting to see how one gets made and see one make it. And yeah, I've always been interested in stuff like that. Growing up watching History Channel and stuff. Let's see. Where's another inconspicuous place? I don't want a place with too much traffic. I don't want a place with people. Because people are terrible. That's the worst thing. Oh, fireworks. That's fun. Yeah, there's fireworks everywhere nowadays because the city has an ordinance on fireworks that you can only light them off a few weeks of the year. So, yeah. I'm just gonna park here. Conspicuous enough, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, so my headphones are wired, henceforth they're saying get with the times, Grandpa, and get Bluetooth headphones, which of course costs more for good ones. Yeah, well, what I've done is I have, which I'm going to have to review these some days, I have PSB M4U2s. Now, they're actually detachable wire headphones, and you can get little Bluetooth dongles that have a male jack that you can put one end in the Bluetooth dongle, one end in the headphone, and you kind of just wear it like a headset. That's what I've usually done with my headphones. And yeah, those dongles were very convenient. Like for a while I used one in my car. I just kept one plugged into the cassette adapter in my car, and then I just connect my phone to it every time I'd go, rather than having to connect the wire and then worry about unplugging it, going where I was going, and then coming back and plugging it back in, and then doing the whole process over and over again. Yeah, and yeah, Bluetooth headphones, you know, they're kind of I would definitely not recommend getting Bluetooth headphones just for the money. Get a really nice pair of headphones and then get like a $15 Bluetooth dongle, and you know, you're set for that. Let's see, apparently you can do that there for cheap too. Oh yeah. Have you ever heard of YouTube What Movie One? No, I haven't. I'll have to check them out then. Azure says, what you been playing lately? What I've been playing lately? Yeah, well, I don't know. I like driving around. I'll get to Azure's question in a moment. That might be how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But Duke says, oh, just stream from your house if you don't want to be in public. Well, I like driving around, but it's just being public late at night. Doing conspicuous activities. Conspicuous activities. I'm basically incriminating myself here by... What the heck am I talking about? Anyway, but what have I been playing lately? I have been playing, let's see. I've actually been playing Puyo Tetris lately on the Switch. And it kind of rekindled my love for Tetris. And it kind of got me into Puyo Puyo. It's a fun game. The story mode is something else. Because, okay, imagine, for those of you who haven't played the game, imagine Tetris with a storyline. Think about that for a moment. Think about that idea. Where do you go? What do you do So I have to give him points for being able to think of a storyline for Tetris. Granted, they kind of just merged it in with the Puyo Puyo one, which I believe was a pre-existing thing. But I don't know, I had never played any of the Puyo Puyo games, despite the fact that I owned Fever on the GameCube. And probably something else. I don't know. It was one of the few games that was actually out, the only non-sports game, actually, I think, that was out for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and Dreamcast. Yeah, didn't see that very often. But yeah, I might have to cut this stream off at some point. I need to go home and probably go to bed. I'm tired. Yeah, I think I saw another chat. Oh, there's a Mercedes right there. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been seeing more and more Mercedes locally, which is like, I would never buy a car that nice unless, you know, I had way too much money, just because I live in Iowa. And with Iowa, the roads, actually, the way they salt the roads, they'll like rot the bottom of your car. So usually cars don't last an incredibly long amount of time. Like, for instance, if I showed you the car right in front of me here, non-specific yet very convenient example, and I just flipped the camera the wrong way. Oh yeah, you can't see it because the front camera's blocked. That's embarrassing. Now I have to move it over. Yeah, right there, as you can see, they've drove their car for years in Iowa, and the bottom of their car is kind of rusted out because of the... Is the story any good? Not particularly. That's all I have to say. Okay, so let me drive along and explain the story to Puyo Puyo Tetris, because this is gonna be good. Okay, so you got... I don't even know where to begin. So, there's this girl who lives on a planet, and she pops Puyos. I assume it's Earth, though. I assume the planet's Earth. And then all of a sudden, Tetris blocks start falling from the sky rather than Puyos. So then, let's see, they quote-unquote fight, which is basically playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is basically Puyo Puyo against a person playing Tetris. And that's basically how they solve every single problem that occurs in a very one-dimensional storyline. It's like, ooh, something happened. Ooh, we meet these new people. We got a Tetris battle. Ooh, it's like Pokemon, but unexplainable random Tetris in Puyo Puyo. It's something else. It's very difficult to explain. I'm sure there's probably a Let's Play or something on YouTube. But yeah, as far as good goes, no, the story is not good. Yet again, I haven't gotten too far into it. Maybe there's this like crazy plot. I mean, they just kind of throw you into the lore, and the fact that there is a lore to Tetris, and I assume it's canon because it says it's an official Tetris product. So I don't know. I don't know about this, but my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna have to just answer up the rest of the questions, talk about any other points in the stream, and I'm gonna have to be making it home. Yeah, I absolutely love doing these. I'm definitely gonna have to do them like at least weekly because they're fun. Yeah, I think I found another place to park for the moment. I'm gonna be known as that guy who live streams everywhere. I'm gonna be known as the YouTube vlogger locally because I live in Iowa, and we just got rock and roll music over here, so we're not really with the times. Let's see. Have you ever had a ginger beer? No, I haven't. I am gonna have to try them though. Man, all this stuff that would have been really nice to write down. Let's see, what do I have here? Because I don't think it keeps an archive of the chat anywhere. I might just have to try to figure out how to read through a previous chat. But yeah, imagine when you get like 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, I'm hoping that day comes eventually, someday maybe. I mean, it hasn't been going on a very quick roll, I do have to say, because my channel currently has something like 270 subscribers, and I've been doing this for over 3 years. So, who knows? Maybe it'll just grow exponentially at some point, but I don't know. I don't think YouTube's algorithms are ever gonna really take me that far, to be honest. Unless I did something that really appeased to them, like, you know, like, I don't know, started making top 10s or calling out big YouTubers or sacrificing a goat or whatever YouTube's algorithms like. So who knows? It's a crazy system. Probably what the recommended uses, which is freaking, I don't know. Well, the thing is, I watch so many different kinds of YouTube videos though, that like, I assume I really screw up their algorithm because they don't know what to recommend to me. I mean, my channel, like when you go to my channel page and when you go to recommended channels, you have like the list of channels that I've pinned and recommended, and then you have what YouTube thinks you'll like if you like my YouTube channel. And they just can't choose because I do both record and video game related videos. So it gets really confusing. But I'm one of the few channels I'm sure you'll see PewDiePie recommended right next to Dixieland Farm. So that's an achievement right there. I at least get an A for originality. And an F for spelling. Let's see. Well, if there's any more chats, I'll address them, but if not, it looks like I'm probably just gonna go ahead and head home. I'm tired and my phone's about to die. So, let's see, any more? Let's see. Yeah, I gotta make a popular channel and I have no idea how I found your channel. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I've encountered channels before. I have no idea how, I can't remember how I subscribe to them, but I usually remember at what number I subscribe to, what number of subscriber I was. And I've been pretty early on some big YouTube channels, so. You know, I've been watching YouTube for a very long time. And I'll have to do a video about my life experience with YouTube. Oh yeah, I do need to remember top 10 fantasy fictions movies. I'm gonna need to do that one. What else was I supposed to write down but didn't? Dang it. Ginger beer. And maybe that was it. I don't know, but anyway, double check the chat one more time. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this stream. I'll try to do a stream like announcy thing on YouTube next time I'm going to, so you guys know when it's going to be. But for now, this has been Dusty. Thank you guys for watching this live stream, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, I should do reaction videos. One more chat there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if like I don't want to do the okay, so I don't want to do like the cheesy reaction videos too much because those are cheesy. Yet again, YouTube's algorithms really like them. Is this car following me? Am I being stalked? And soda reviews. Soda reviews would be interesting. You can't get a lot of, you know, like I suppose craft sodas, whatever you would call like fancy sodas over here. We usually just drink, I don't know. I usually just drink generic Coca-Cola nowadays. Well, generic diet Coca-Cola. I'm trying to watch my figure. That's one of the funniest jokes I've ever made. Yeah, anyway, I think I should probably get going now. I don't even know. Oh, my phone has 10% of the battery left, which means it probably has 0 because that's how my phone works. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this live stream. I'll have more in the future, and I'll also have more regular videos. I'm still trying to get things cleaned up so I can record my next record pickup video. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.